Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have oracle cards for you. I just did a general read for you guys. Definitely had a lot of information for the masculines and the feminines, and just general information. King Tut came up, and I feel like he really wants to connect with me. He was only 18 years old when he died, so I'm very interested to see if he does come through. I also had Metatron coming through, very importantly, along with Thoth as well. And also some people online may want to come through. I was getting Carol Channing. I don't know if she wanted to get through, but I was guided to her online for some reason, actually through Glenn Close, and it wasn't about Glenn Close. It guided me to Carol Channing because she died in January. So I don't know if she's going to come through or not, but let's see what happens here. Dreams can come true, can happen to you if you're young at heart. That was just coming through. All right. So, I'm going to start with Metatron and Thoth, and I'm going to include King Tut in case King Tut wants to come through. I'm going to wait on Carol Channing to see if she actually wants to connect. I don't want to have too many answers here, but we have the Ascension deck here. Okay, so it's April. It is April 28, 2019. For everyone watching, in the best and highest good of those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear and align all these cards, filling the empty spaces with only beautiful, organic love and light, diamond light. God, please arm us all with your love. Clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, filling the empty spaces with only beautiful, organic love and diamond light. And so it is. Okay. Take a deep breath, guys. So in this order, Metatron, Thoth, and Tut. If he wants to come through. King Tut, if you'd like to come through, please feel welcome. Okay. Oh, they're so funny. This last one's just for a number. There's a lot of cards there. Okay, the bottom of the deck is Paul the Venetian, number 37. 37 is the King of Cups, but I'm getting Carol Channing with this because Paul the Venetian is all about the creative arts. I express myself creatively and harmoniously. Paul the Venetian. He's Koan of the third ray. He lifts people's spirits, and that came through in the read today, and sets their souls free. And sales versus souls came up today in the read. Communicate your essence. And essence, the word essence came up as well. Writing, painting, or any heartfelt manner, call on Master Paul to help express your visions, and he will help co-create with you. And that was definitely part of the read was, uplifting those who fall to help them get back into their co-creation. He carries the flame of liberty and is helping to set you free, which also came through in the read. So perfect. Affirmation, I express myself creatively and harmoniously. So these guys are cracking me up because I have Metatron, Thoth, and then Tut, and I wasn't expecting Carol Channing to come in, but I have a fourth reply here. So I'm assuming it's her, and it's the jokester, so I'm thinking it's her. So from Metatron we have Hilarion, number 46. And 46 is the children in the garden, the twins. And Metatron has, been coming in, for me, always overseeing the masculines. But he's overseer in general, is what he's coming through as. And what we looked up in the masculine read today was about Metatron and how he's the archangel who is the only one who's the direct connect with God, source. So Hilarion is from Saturn and steps down his energy through the Temple of Truth through Crete. He is negotiator for Earth on the Council of Saturn and helps us remain connected on our spiritual journey. As master of the orange fifth ray of technology, science, truth, and knowledge, he invites you to open your mind so that he can drop seeds for new ideas into your consciousness. He assists those who are ready to become higher channels and clairvoyants. Your guidance is to sit quietly and ask him to help you be all that you can be, the affirmation being, I open myself to the wisdom and guidance of Hilarion. And I want to say I did on Light Star's channel. She has a Hilarion channeling, which actually I had a really good experience with, so you might want to check that out. Again, that was on Light Star's YouTube channel. I'm feeling the energies coming in. Alright, so that was Metatron. And I wanted to show you these 3 cards were clarifiers in the underlying energy from the read I just did. And it was coming up as, this is Metatron overseeing everyone, including the angels. This is the other archangels. And then the divine feminines here, as well as the masculines, okay? So he's purposely showing the feminines because I usually say he's overseeing the masculines, which he is really overseeing the masculines. Like, he's getting on their butts. But he also oversees, he protects the feminines as well. So he wanted you to know that. And it's not that he's, there's no, like, status as far as him and the other angels. It's just he's the direct connect. So, from what I read on the site, and you can go back to my read if you want more information on that. So, for Thoth, we have air, number 12. He's coming up as he's calling himself the airhead. Okay. So number 12 is wisdom. And it's the hangman. And he's also the hangman. The element of air supports truly magical cosmic qualities. Sylphs are air elementals working for the elemental master Dom and supervised by the unicorns. You're guided to ask the unicorns to direct Dom and his sylphs to spread the qualities of air, enlightenment, ascension, enthusiasm, freedom, and divine vision into the minds of those who need them. Also ask them to purify currents of air and blow them to polluted areas so that they can be cleansed. Help the fairies work with the flowers by acknowledging and appreciating them. And fairies came up yesterday as well. Affirmation is I invoke air to carry angels singing around the world and bring hope and peace. So it's really all about transmuting any negative energies in the air to help the other twins who are falling behind, to help lift them back up, to co-create, to come back into their high energy, and to purify just any polluted areas. And the flowers, help the fairies work with the flowers by acknowledging them and appreciating them. And that came up with the fairies too, that pay attention to orbs when you're in a lot of green, because they'll be more apparent against the dark green of the woods or something like that, that you will see orbs of fairies. That was a specific message I got last week. Alright, so this is Thoth. And I want you to understand the energy I get from Thoth, because there's nothing negative about Thoth, which came up in the masculine read, this site that I went on, which I didn't resonate with. It kind of put Metatron and Thoth in a negative light, which I didn't like because I've gotten nothing but amazing high positive energy from both of them. Thoth cracks me up. He's like, Thoth is the one with a bird head on a human body, and he's much like, the wacky professor running back and forth at the podium teaching his class. And he's funny. He likes to be funny. But for me, I so resonate with him because he reminds me so much of a couple of the doctors I used to work with, who were Aquarians actually. But he's very scientifically and math-based. Okay, so then we go to King Tut. And it's funny because he's being funny because he brings up Thoth and Marco Polo. And Mark, I was in the read as well, and I said that Mark was significant because Mark came up 3 times this week. So now we have Thoth coming up, which was a topic of the read today, as well as Mark. And King Tut brought them both up for you today. Alright, so Thoth is 31, which is the 5 of Wands, and Marco okay, I'm not going to read all of these. You can read them on the screen if you want, but I'll get more of his energy as we get into the past life cards. Okay, so Marco. So these were both from King Tut. And it may just be to bring up those names because they were both in the read that he was in. Okay, so 31 is that 5 of Wands, like I said, and 47 is the 7 of Cups, which the read ended on yesterday, and today is the card after the read, which is like the stairway to heaven. So that was very significant as well. So Marco is associated with the fifth ray of technology, science, and knowledge. So again, we have that information coming through. So you can connect with Marco if you'd like. And also, Marco comes in with Marco Polo because of the connection. You have to reach out to connect. You have to ask, and you also have to do your meditations if you want to connect as well. And then 31 of Thoth. A high priest in the golden era of Atlantis led his tribe to South America to become the Inca civilization. He taught when every single aspect is in tune, the whole is automatically in harmony. Okay, so it's all about radiant well-being. Attune each area of your life to a higher purpose so that your life is a celebration. My life and health are in perfect harmony, which is beautiful from Thoth. So it's so funny because I had to stop my video when I was taping the other read because my daughter's friend came by to say hi to me. And when I saw her, I told her she looked radiant today. And that's coming up in this card from Thoth. And she was radiant because she's been very happy with her boyfriend recently. But she just, she just looked so healthy. Her skin looked so healthy. Her smile looked so authentic. I mean, she really looked radiant. So it's cool that radiant came up again here too. So thank you, Tut. Oh, that's making me want to cry. King Tut, because my daughter's friend is close to his age. And he liked her too. And, yeah, because he's saying the radiance comes from their youth, like me. And then Carol Channing did come through, and she's a funny one too, because then she brought through Metatron. Okay, so she's being funny as well. I'm going to show you that a little longer so that you can read this, because I don't want to read them all. It'll take too long. But this is 27 of the Ace of Wands is new passion, new creation, new creative abilities, and growth. And so for Carol Channing, very much so. You know, she was such a character and was so inspired that way. But she's circling you back to Metatron, illuminating your aura with his golden orange light. And that's interesting because I kept getting orange groves this week, so I guess that was him trying to make his way in as he works with your stellar gateway chakra. Your message is to relax and allow Metatron's wings to enfold you. Ask to visit him at his ascension retreat in Luxor, and Luxor came up as well in the read during meditation or sleep so you can receive his guidance. It may come through as a thought, a whisper, or feeling, but it's saying she is helping with Metatron to let you know he really wants to connect with you. When you ask sincerely for help on your journey, Metatron will open new doors for you and guide you. The affirmation is I attune to Archangel Metatron today. I know I said I wasn't going to read them, but I did. All right. So we have 1 and 1 and 2 and 1, and then I have to count these. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so again we have the Judgment, which came up in the read today. The Judgment card in the Sirius Darcy deck is Karma. And that's also about just making decisions, making a judgment, and final decisions coming through. So the 20 is coming through here. And the top card is Nature, which I usually show you guys. Okay, it's number 3, which is of Gaia and the Empress. And the Empress also came through today. I just showed it to you with Metatron and the Archangels. And that can represent too the masculine angels. And then the Empress at the bottom of the Divine Feminine. But also Mother Earth. Our Lady. I'm just getting that too, because that came up in the read as well about Notre Dame, that Notre Dame is Our Lady. In the U.S. for Notre Dame, the song, they call it Our Mother, but it's actually Our Lady. Lady, I'm getting, oh shoot, what's his name? You know who I'm talking about. It may come to me in a second. I can't get it out of my brain, but Lionel Richie, thank you. Lady's coming up. You might want to listen to that. That's coming from your Divine Masculine. Alright, so we have 20 plus 5 more, and that's the Knight of Wands. Okay, so decisions, final decisions have been made. The Knight of Wands is coming in, and the Knight of Wands definitely came in the read today several times. So plus we have 20 plus 5, and 5 is of expansion. So once final decisions are made, the new cycles, it's not to stop there. It's now you're at the Y in the road. It's time to expand again. And that's why Paul the Venetian is coming in. Also, Paul the Venetian is coming up because I was watching AD last night. I had never watched it before. I don't usually get into the series because then I'll probably stay up too late watching it. So I did watch several of the episodes of AD, and I didn't notice Paul, the name Paul, come up. So I wondered, where was Paul? It's like I was trying to figure out which character was which. That was that, right? So I got most of them, like Peter and Matthew and Doubting Thomas and all that. But I don't remember the name Paul coming up. So Paul the Venetian's coming up to bring up Paul today. And I was just getting Peter, Paul, and Mary. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Okay. I think that's it for this section deck. So let's get into the past life deck here. Okay, so again, Metatron's going to step aside, and so is Thoth. So for these two cards, we're just going in to King Tut and Carol Channing to see what they have to say. Take a deep breath. It is April 28, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And we're asking 18-year-old King Tut and Carol Channing. This should be interesting. Okay, take a deep breath. We look forward to what you have to tell us. What is your guidance today, please? King Tut and Carol Channing. He's very decisive. Alright, so the bottom of the deck is Celtic upright. Okay, so we're bringing up, Irish, also church energies. The Neanderthal is always in this cross. And it's bringing up the energies of watching AD last night because, they kept hanging people up on the cross. They were killing 10 boys a day. Oh, that's what King Tut. In the show AD, they're recreating after death of Christ. When Herod decided he was going to kill 10 innocents a day until the person who was trying to kill him came forward. And they were taking young boys. They weren't just taking anyone. They were taking all these young boys. And so King Tut wanted to bring that up. The innocents as himself. Okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there's 12 cards here. I don't know if I'm going to get into those energies or not, but it's 12 of wisdom, the hangings. 12. And just so you know, the ones I was counting, 12, Atlantis, the first card, one, it was sticking out, so it wanted to be seen. Alright, so we have Atlantis reversed, and then spirituality and religion. Okay, as we're talking about AD, and all the hangings of these young boys from Tut. So if we need to get more energies, we'll get into that. So from King Tut, I think that's kind of self-explanatory. He was never given the opportunity to be a child, to have his parents. His energy is so light and pure, I can't express it to you. It's making me want to cry. in what I read about him in the read today, some of the information I looked up online talked about what was in the tomb as they discovered the tomb. And in the closet, there were 2 caskets there. And the 2 caskets were of pre-birth children. They may have been miscarriages of his. And he's telling me that that's why the caskets were there. He never had a childhood, and they were so important to him. His parents favored gold over him. And that's why his tomb then was so filled with gold. Them trying to pay back for their sins. You know, their child that they lost, that, you know, it was too late to change. His innocence was robbed from him. How can a person like this rule a country, you know? This is what he's saying. How can one who has not learned love teach love to his people? I'm getting like if he would have given anything for a minute, just a moment of being that baby in the manger that everyone adored. I'm getting him, you see, this is the upright. This is him, the feeling that he was the baby bird in the basket that they just dumped out. As opposed to the manger baby who everyone sought to see. He's saying he would have been so happy to have Thoth as his dad. He would have been so happy. He's kind of sticking up for Thoth, to not say anything negative about Thoth. That he has amazing energy. Alright, so the second card we have is from Carol Channing. Persecution and Inquisition reversed, which actually came up yesterday as well. She's being funny about it. So she's saying, she's saying the drama queen has now exited the building. She's actually being very funny about it. You can, coming from someone, you know, in the limelight all the time, you can only let them. They can only do it to you if you allow them. But instead, just smile, right? It's not to say that she didn't have her struggles, but she did. But how it helped her so much to show that smile and live big. That's what she wants to say. I want to see if anything comes out of the other 12 cards. It's really too many, but let's see if anything comes up from either one of them. King Tut. He's saying, well, we can each take 6. You don't have to do 12 at once. I'm getting from the fall of Atlantis to the lovers. Just I'm going to do this quickly. From the fall of Atlantis to the romance of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. To a world where it's possible never to have hunger and dirty water, and yet look where we still are. To a world where we no longer have to worry about what we write and say. Right? We have freedom of speech. Doesn't mean there aren't repercussions, but at least you're allowed to say what you say. A world we're working toward, where we let go of stern love, where parents are seen as how their children turn out, stern and disciplined, unyielding. We're going toward a world without that. And where time is not necessary, right? To let go of stress, there's no timer on. To learn your lessons and blessings. They will always be perpetual. We no longer have to wonder what the galactic worlds are about, right? This would be galactic, all right? Because we're already part of it in this new world. And we no longer have to wonder how many soldiers it takes to put together a tripod in the war. That was Thoth. You also no longer always need a doctor or a medicine man, because that's who you are becoming. You're the healers. Healers, heal thyself. Most of it is emotional wounding anyway. Still working on status issues of one bigger than the other, where we are all the same. This card's coming up for King Tut. Okay, just a little man, 18 years old. His tomb. I'm not sure what I'm getting. I'm getting the, I don't know if you can, how well you can see it here, but poof, poof, the cloud of smoke in this. There's like a shape. This looks like one of the Ace of Cups cards, where the heart, it's like poof of smoke, and then all of a sudden there's a heart shape there. And it's like Metatron's bringing this up. That poof, all of a sudden the moment's gone. To just make, it's like he was, King Tut was 18 years old. His life was gone in an instant, to make sure you appreciate every moment of the present that you have, that you've been gifted. what Tut would have given to spend time with father and son. I'm getting that he's so missed out on that. And then the last two were forgiveness and spirituality and religion here. He's so cute on what he would have given. What he would have given to have a bird be angry with him. Okay? Because he never even had the opportunity to truly have this. He was 18 years old. You know, to grow old together and have, you know, your ball and chain mad at you again. And to even have had the opportunity to know what religion is. Spirituality and religion. To have time to open a book. To have time to light a candle. To open your hands to others. And to marry. I don't know if, I guess he was married. But this marriage is the connection to yourself, to even become aware of this. All the things he missed out on because of the age that he was put into power and then killed. And he was just a child. Alright, so we have 12 cards. Plus the two more is 14 of the angels, the beautiful young angels that we've lost. And Carol Chang is saying, don't forget me and the old ones. That was pretty good. Alright, now we have Journey of Love. Journey of Love. I just see her smiling. She's always smiling so big. I'm just getting him, King Tut, with a lot of makeup on, so it's kind of hard to see what he really looked like. Clear it on. Take a deep breath, guys. Alright, so again, April 28, 2019, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of always concern. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Again, we're going to ask King Tut and Carol Channing. Is there something that you want to tell us? When I was shuffling, it was a weird shuffle. Because all of a sudden, like, the middle of the deck kind of just jumped out. It's not like you'd ever feel in a shuffle. I'm sure it happens once in a while, but it was just weird. It was like King Tut coming through again, like you never know what you missed until your life is cut short. So I have a lot of cards to count here. The bottom of the deck, though, is Becoming, which is 34, as it's 34 on the clock. Okay? And so 34 is the 8 of Wands, and that is that expressing your feelings. And again, this came up with King Tut before. But he didn't have a chance to express who he didn't even know who he was yet, how to express his true feelings, how to know who he authentically was. He didn't even get a chance to figure that out. Or have big fights, right? With the people who counted, the lovers in his life. The card that came out for him, it was at 3443, was Contemplation, 69. Okay, 69 is the Ace of Pentacles, what he would have given for that brand new opportunity of a new life. Just time to be still alone. without anyone needing him, just to contemplate who he is, to remember the simple things that you guys take for granted. So many of us have not even had the opportunity to experience. Then I have the Lovers for Carol Channing, right, which is 57, which is of heartbreak and separation. That no one is lucky enough to not experience that experience unless their life is cut short and they die before their lover dies. So to always appreciate the little things, the flowers. I just see her like the way she would be. So gentle and sweet and funny and light. To just be in the presence of a flower, the beauty of that is. To be able to be next to the flower and actually look away from it and have the opportunity to appreciate the sky as well, when others may never even have that opportunity. And it's not to feel guilty about any of this, just to always appreciate the moment, have the gratitude for every moment that you've lived. And she was able, you know, they came in together today because they're showing you the two extremes. I'm never quite able to cry with King Tut because he's showing me that he never even got the opportunity to feel that way yet. His life was cut so short. He's showing the death of an 18-year-old, and she's showing the death of someone who got to grow very old.
Did you accidentally summon me?
King Tut. Wait. Okay, so the difference between them, alright, so this is Tut, and this is Carol Channing. She learned the heartbreak of what it is to be a lover, but he never even got the chance. So I have to count these, and then I'm just going to read those for you so we don't go too long today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Alright, so 26 is the Page of Wands, which definitely came up this week, and that's all about King Tut, okay? Page of Wands is that inspired boy, the masked boy with the burning desire inside. He's showing you who he was. Bottom of the pile of this deck was Essential Awakening. That's 64 of the 10 of Pentacles, the death of King Tut. Right? The 10 swords in him. Essential Awakening. Alright, so 26 plus the 2 is 28. Okay? So we have the 26 of King Tut as a boy, the Knight of Wands, and then the 28 of the twins. The twin lovers in contemplation. That he would have died to have that opportunity. To have been just not even a twin, but just to live old and experience what it is to have true love. And to have time to himself. So let's see what they say from the book. We're going to read Contemplation 69. Is contemplation. Within you there's a question arising. When you get the question right, the answer will be self-evident. But you have to plunge your consciousness deep within to find the right question, to articulate it clearly and understand what it is that you are really asking. That question within you is actually a divine gift of awakening. It is your future awakened self waiting to be found and calling to you too. Let the question arise through dreams, dance, meditation, sleep, yoga, time in nature, swimming in the ocean, bathing in aromatherapy, in a bath, or receiving a hot stone massage. And stones coming up again here because in my read, taking one step at a time, one stone at a time. And now they're kind of making it funny about the hot stones. Receiving a hot stone massage, the question holds within it the next unfolding petal of the lotus of your being. This oracle brings you an invitation to enter into the mystery of your life and your being, and to allow the biggest question you can summon to emerge from your heart and be expressed through love. Your question may emerge as clear and shining or soft and yielding, a question with no words, only feeling. Whatever truth emerges, let that be your contemplation. In response to that question, the next step forward will unfold before you, revealed in perfect clarity and perfect timing. This oracle brings you a message from your own divine nature. Come sit with me and breathe. I want to ask you something. I want you to ask me something. Together there is a conversation that we are to have now, and there will be beautiful accord between us that will overflow into all of your relationships, bringing more understanding and peace. And the poem reads, patterns break through the night, in beams of light awakening, memories of walking on sand, moments waves replace, waiting for another passerby, reflections, time to look outward in, and find those hidden spaces, like in King Tut's tomb, residing alone, waiting for a twin soul, waiting for myself to come home. Getting that from King Tut. And we'll finish on the lovers. The lovers. It opened right there. 57. Yes, it's love. It drives you forward and pulls you back to your heart. It makes the mind mad with misunderstanding and breaks it open into enlightened compassion. It is love. Your yearning shall have it. Your destiny is to be the lover of the beloved. This oracle brings a message of love, love, love. It is finding you now. Be open to it in all its forms. Be the god and the goddess of love and paint the town red. Play in passionate embrace with life as your lover and prepare to receive even more than what you believe you are capable of handling. And the poem reads, love is a magic word that holds the universe together. It is both an emotion and something ephemeral that lives like a fire's glow or the pink light on the clouds after the sun has set and spirits connecting. It is alive and yet undefinable or indefinable. It causes the heart to beat more rapidly, feelings to show, and young people to write, sing, dance, and become totally immersed in its hold, like he would have liked to do. Love can beckon coyly or flaunt itself with wanton abandon. Love can live and grow seemingly forever or vanish in a fleeting moment when we least suspect. And in the twilight of our years, reflecting on the life we have lived, it is love which colors every turn and twist of our memory. And when we pass from this earthly plane, it will be love that will light our soul on its journey home. Once again. Is there anything else, Carol? I'm getting from her too, to allow your tears, because as you get older, there will be moments even in your life where you cannot even cry anymore, even if you want to. So don't be hard on yourself. Allow it all. Appreciate every moment. Okay? And rise and be loved, guys. Drink your water.